We will have now a presentation which will be held by Jifeng Yang. He is the CTO of Caresoft Global. So Jifeng is the former head of AI and digitalization from Great Wall Motors. He pioneered key chip programs and collaborated with NVIDIA, Huawei, and other chip makers and brings deep expertise in QNX, Android, semiconductor, architecture, and system integration. He also earned several awards in the past. And at Caresoft, he drives strategies for vehicle benchmarking, EE architecture, and cost optimization. His target: to accelerate innovation through generative AI and intelligent workflows. Today's topic: global lessons from Chinese automotive rise. Speed, technology, and strategic insights. Over to you and welcome to the stage.
Thank you, Steffi, and good evening, everybody. I'm very glad to give this presentation. My name is Jifeng Yang. I'm now working as the CTO of Caresoft Global. And before that, I used to work for several OEMs. My career starts in Audi and then BMW, so I was the key participant of the first level 3 autonomous driving platform. And then I joined Great Wall in the past 4.5 years before I joined Caresoft. Because as you all know, in the year around 2020, the industry will change a lot, and there are a lot of new platforms happens in China with big investment. So at that time we found, it's the time to practice for something different. So I going through the time period, and until today, this Chinese local automobile is quite fast and good at cost reduction and quite messy. So you will see that the car is changing every year, and it has very, very big difference both in software and hardware. I'm going through that, and now in Caresoft, our job is to tearing down a lot of cars, to study a lot of cars, to try to define who is the most cost-efficient designs in each component and subsystem, and help global customers to understand what happens in Tesla, what happens in China, and what is the different way that different people is working on. So I would like to give my presentation a little bit faster and to share more generic impressions and topics at the first, and leave more time for Q&A session. So if you have any questions, we can have further technical discussions. Okay, so as you all know that here you see a lot of Chinese OEMs is coming to Europe, a lot of tier 1s is coming to Europe. Yes, China is now becoming the world's largest automobile market. And the important thing is with the over-competition locally, now most of the, no matter OEMs and tiers, technical solutions, manufacturing capabilities, they want to find bigger market. And this is the background content, so that you see that China's domain is EV production. And not only in China that people are more preference to buy Chinese cars, but also they are now going global. So this is the background. That's why Caresoft is tearing down and study a lot of Chinese products, because they are running very, very fast. And the local industry has some very fundamental issues which leads to a little bit over competition there. So if they are not moving fast to meet the cost competency in the market, they will die very soon. So everybody is more open, is more agile, is changing very fast in the past few years, and this is why we are now listening and learning more in China and try to bring these practices happens in China to global. So the presentation starts in some very small and detailed questions that why BYD can earn money in 8,000 car, while some other EV brand is losing money for a 100,000 car. So this is one thing that we really want to bring. what is the right things that BYD is doing and what is wrong things they're doing. And the second question is YU7. We shipped a YU7 from Shanghai to IAA, and it became a hot pot in our booth at B3, and everybody is attracted to this. But what really behind me is the first time I met Xiaomi CEO, he asked me, you guys said that you want to do software-defined vehicle, but how Xiaomi as an IoT company can do a software update to 80 million pieces, A/B test, regression in 8 hours. And until today that we are OTA software and we are using a guy who is called himself product manager to evaluate the result and to give the feedback in the next 6 months. So he said that's the very initiative motivation for him to join the automobile industry. And also from our booth, you will see a lot of findings, all clues that how Xiaomi is building their cars. Their first generation car is very following automobile rules, and in their second car, they are changing a lot of things, using their electronics experiences, using their large-scale software development and software delivery experiences. I'm not saying right or wrong. Yes, they must make some mistakes, but they're using different methodology to develop this product. And the third example I want to give is Ito. Huawei made a very special example. So if we say who can make other systems and earn money from that, I only see Tesla and Huawei. So all of these other Chinese EV companies that give others as a more standard function, even it is autopilot functions, but people are losing money. But Huawei built itself a technical brand and technical image, and they can get all of these hardware prices into their BOM cost, and also they can have additional software licenses per year. So if this going on in China, people are not carrying, so EV cars in China, there is no brand segment. They're only product. There are no luxury brands in China except for Huawei. This is very crazy. So people cannot judge whether a BMW and Audi is better than NIO, or Li Auto, or Xiaomi. So the only way, so we are trying to rethink what makes the definition of a luxury EV car in the next decade, and who will own these technical brands. And Huawei is a proven winner now in Chinese market. They define almost all of these important parts, the chips, the OS, the application software that OEM is not easy to make, the technical branding, and even the sales channels. So Ito is selling in Huawei shop, not in Ceres dealership network. So how would they doing this, and what exactly happened in China in the past several years? I give you some very simple examples. We did Tesla Model Y teardown in the year 2022. And after 12 to 18 months, we see a very similar design in X1. And it even improves the BMW mass and the vehicle mass. So it's have an even better performance. And in this example, this is a cross-car beam. So in the past decades, people have a very initiative thinking that the cross-car beam should be still aluminum, until Tesla made one using plastic and aluminum. So we have a lot of arguments and debates for why it should be steel. Then we find out that you have a vibration specification that make this. And why we have this vibration specification? Because the combustion engine will require you to have this validation in the Z direction. But now it's a battery. There is almost no combustion turbine in the Z axle, so the specification, but the design is just you follows the habit that you have for even decades. But after Tesla had that, then we see that more people is using similar designs. So as a benchmark company, we will say, okay, today Tesla is the best and most efficient design, and Xiaomi, it becomes the cheapest design. And also, if you see that the giga casting, After Tesla made gigacasting, I think in the year of 2024, and Elon Musk himself PR something, and everybody become interested. And now we see the very similar design in XPeng. We see the very similar design in Xiaomi. And yes, this is a very, we debate a lot in this topic, the consumer electronics substitution. The fact is, the same ECU, for example, Qualcomm 8155 SoC-based ECU in China. Personally, I launched the first product in the year of 2021. And now, after 3.5 years, the cost of this ECU is reduced to 30 to 40%. How this happens. As a benchmark company, I would explain that how they substitute the ICs, then they substitute the memories, then they are trying to think about using different chip architecture to also save money. This is from hardware perspective. From software perspective, if you're seeing Chinese OEM, normally they have 3-4 different SoCs in 2 to 3 generations. And they also have 30 to 40 different car lines, and this looks quite messy. So what kind of large-scale software development, reuse, redeploy with 5 to 8 OTAs per year exist in the market using a 2,000 people team? So that is the practices that happens to China. So now you see Xiaomi make their first car SU7 using auto-grade SoC, and then in their second car, they're using a consumer electronics. They're using Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. And in the next car, I would be not surprised if they're moving more of their smartphone practices into automobile. This is exactly what's happening there. And also, we will say that yes, we are following the hotspots very, very soon. For example, Tesla in their AI Day. I'm a big fan of Tesla AI Day. When the first day Elon Musk published the Transformer, after 12 months, several OEMs in China already launched a Transformer replace of CNN, ResNet, and RegNet backbone network. And another fun example is when DeepSeek becoming very popular in the month of January 2025. In the next 4 weeks, at least 5 OEMs launched DeepSeek in their intelligent carbon and made the OTA. So China is a little bit different. If you have some really techy hot pot and you don't give to customer will blame you a lot on your LinkedIn page. So every CTO in China, people will see why. When any hotspot coming, all of these end of users will go into your LinkedIn and ask, when can I have this day by day? So that's why they're running very, very fast. And also the market competition is very brutal. This makes like the same car launched in the year of 2022 compared with the same model in the year of 2024, the price is reducing for 20 to 30%. Which makes every OEM, when I'm going there, asking them, what's your target for cost reduction this year? Normally the number is half-year cost reduction target 15%. So to meet this and trying to stop blood bleeding, they have to move very, very fast to give a lot of technical adaptations to change a lot in a more aggressive way. And this is the fact. And this makes also people's knowledge and the habit of working become different. So you see most of the Chinese companies, now they have the chip team. Not for building the chips, but we understand if you don't have the knowledge to build the chip, you don't have the knowledge to use the chip well. So chip cannot be something as a black box with the specification of some numbers. You need to really understand what is TOPS, what is the calculators, how to use the chip well. Qualcomm taught us how to use hypervisor. It's like NVIDIA taught me how to use CUDA. And now is the time that if you have a better knowledge of chip, you have the better knowledge of algorithm networks, you have the better way to use it well. That's why we see somebody using the same SoC, somebody failed, somebody made great success. And now it goes to more area, humanoid robotics, AI agentic, a lot of things. Yes, and 1 minute for advertisement time. So as Caresoft, our role is We are tearing down a lot of vehicles. We are discussing these technical trend topics in USA, in Europe, in Japan, in China, India, in Middle East. So our role is we are trying to find the best designs, understand the best designs, and help our customers to be closer to the best designs. So every day when I'm going to every center of Caresoft, we see people are tearing down vehicle into 3,000 components. And we are trying to find who's the best one. And we are trying to give the other 200 vehicle lines a chance to be closer or to be even better compared with the best one. So that's the best part of Caresoft. So that's all for my presentation. I would like to leave, we still have several minutes to have some Q&A session.
Me. I think this was a little bit a different point of view and a different presentation. And as Jifeng mentioned, we have now time for some Q&A. And please raise your hand, and we have our two ladies here on the right and the left side who will come to you and bring you the microphone. Yes. So, there's one question.
Hello. How should costing is different in different marketplaces? Especially you are focused on the Chinese supply chain versus the rest of the world supply chain. Because should costing is very much influenced by the supply chain. So how it is different?
From a hardware perspective, you will see that Chinese supply chain is moving faster and have a lot lower profitability compared with other regions. That's because OEM will come to you and say 15% cost reduction in the next 8 months. And when I was working in global OEM, normally I would discuss with my supplier for the first VAVE product after maybe 12 months after SOP. And now in China, a lot of VAVE project starts the day of SOP or even before. So you are even not start to launch the product and OEM is co-discussing with you how to reduce the cost in the next 6 to 10 months. Because OEM also understand that they launch the product in the market after 6 months, they need to reduce the price and the pressure goes to everywhere. So they have a bigger pressure and they have more agile way. So normally they deliver 2 to 3 generation of VAVE product in the first 1.5 years when they launch the market. And from the software, I think it's also become the same pressure comes there. You don't have enough money, you don't have enough time, but you have to solve the problem that all of the software is changing very, very fast. And the new chip is coming very fast. So you have to motivate yourself to solve the way, for example, software migration cost. Normally, it's around 20% compared with other regions. And we are only talking about the price given. For example, to migrate even the BSP layer software and the middleware layer software from one SoC to the other SoC, you will get a price quotation in China a lot lower compared with other regions. Some of the price of manpower, and some because of the way that they're working this. Yeah, but the important point is that why Xiaomi and Huawei, these companies who already have the same OS deployed in a lot of IoT product and vehicle, and they already have a lot of standard hardware. They have a big OS that fits smartphone and the IVI, intelligent carbon, and the things. They have the lowest price than anybody in automobile industry. That's why I built a team from a smartphone company, and we are trying to figure out this and learn this out and moving forward.
Good. Yeah, thank you very much. Any other questions from anyone? Yes.
Thanks for the very professional introduction. Nice to catch up you again. So I know that Caresoft is a benchmarking company, tear down hardware. So in terms of the software-defined vehicle, so we are here because of the KPIT. So how to tear down the software? Can you help us identify the best software and help us closer to the best software?
I think the easiest thing for us is we can show you the different way of integration, right? For example, we bring YU7 here. One of the important topic to me is they're the first car who is not using VCU but split the functionalities to left and right zonals. So it's easier for us to bring you the function diagrams and the topologies, and easy to analysis that how people is working on that. But what we are not easy to give is how they do that. For example, the same solution, a lot of OEM will say, no, we cannot do this. A lot of reasons. The software is not standard enough. The software validation is not passed. The cost of develop the same software is not worthy to moving to the cross-car line platform because of the volume and so on and so forth. So we can give some clues. We can give some of the popular practices. In China, we have a team in China who is mainly working in different OEMs, so we understand how legacy OEMs is working, how the new EV company is working, how smartphone company is working, and we can give you some clues and a little bit half engineering solutions. But as a Caresoft, let's say the very clear business model we give is we give data. We give block diagrams, topologies, energy distributions, and we support you to find out what is the different SDV solutions in different OEMs.
Okay, so do we have some more time, Eva? 5 minutes? Yeah. 3 minutes we have, so then we can take another question. Any other question? Anyone? Or if not, then I would say big applause. Thank you very much for coming. And thank you very much. Thank you very much.